Hi everyone, my name's Adam. This is my channel, Adam Sews, and this is Friday's Sews. So I'd just like to start off by saying a big thank you to the wonderful, the amazing Jen from Today and Jen's Sewing Room for setting up this channel. Well, not this channel. She set up the hashtag Friday Sews so that we can all get together on a Friday and tell you what we've been up to. This week, well, I'm kind of trying to work out where to start because so much has happened in the sewing room this week. I've been at work all week, but somehow managed to get so much crammed in. So I am filming this literally probably a couple of hours before it's about to go out. So it is Friday, happy Good Friday, and happy Easter to all that celebrate. So this week I sat watching a new crime drama on TV with my husband, and while we were sat watching it, I thought I'm gonna make a conscious decision to start doing more of my English paper piece quilt, which is the Tula Nova. So I will just quickly grab it because it's sitting in front of me. So I started doing some more of this at the Soverton Makery Sewing Social the week before last, maybe I think it was. So yeah, as I was saying, I actually didn't really get much done. I got a couple of seams sewn, but I spent most of the evening talking to Laura about her dog Lola, my dog Luna, and her other dog, and how she rescued him and different things. And I got sidetracked. It's easily done. But this week I have sat and I have worked more on it. So I have basically, this week I've got all of the stars and the diamonds sewn on the whole way around. And now I've cut and prepped all of the next round of paper pieces, which are the hexagons. So as you can see, there is a few pieces on here that are out of print bumblebees and different things. So I am gradually working my way around. I've just started putting on the next set of hexagons, which I've got one of my Sew Tights in there. Which if you haven't ever used Sew Tights and you sew with vinyl or you sew anything where you can't pin, they are the best thing ever. So Sew Tights, obviously these ones that I've got are the Tula Pink ones. They say Tula Pink and You, because they're supposed to be like Tula Pink Love ones. But let me see if I can grab one out of my EPP kit that I've got going at the moment, which is my running with scissors, which I will soon be creating a few more of these to go into my store. So these are Sew Tights, for anyone that doesn't know them. And they are basically a really, really strong magnet on the back of a piece of like really good quality plastic. And then they have a metal backing which has got a hash sort of finish to it so it grips against your fabric. And you basically use them either side of fabric to hold them together for fabrics that can't be pinned, like vinyl and things that pins don't stay in. So you can also use them on things like voile, tulle, all different things. So I have actually got all of my other hexagons prepped for all the other colours that are going to go around the next level. So that is those. So that is my EPP. That's where I've got with that. So I have actually got quite a lot of that done. And I was talking to, her name has gone completely out of my head again. I was talking to one of the lovely ladies that is really, really well known for EPP on Instagram. I'll link her Instagram profile below. I was talking to her at the NEC show that I went to a couple of weeks ago, and she was saying that you need to space out your stitches a bit more. My stitches were so dense because I was so worried about not catching the fabric properly. And she said, look, you're going to quilt it down and sandwich it into a layer. She said, they don't need to be as close together as what I was doing, which is what was taking me so long because I was doing something like 20 stitches per inch. So my stitches were absolutely tiny, really, really close together, and it just didn't make sense. So I've done away with that. So what else has happened this week? I got a delivery. I got some Happy Mail, and I got a delivery that I ordered. So first things first, I wanted a new t-shirt because We Sew Too and Boys Sew Too, who is part of the collective that I'm part of with the catwalks and different things like that, they have updated their products on their website. I will link it to below, but they've launched a new t-shirt, which is this one here. And it is the Dukey TL range, basically. So this came this week, and it does say on there, It says Juki down here, and then on this side, where is it? It does say, yeah, there we go. Down in the corner here, it says We Sew Too. So I got one of these because I really wanted it, because obviously I've got that machine, so I wanted the t-shirt that's got that machine on it. So that came. Then I got a really, really exciting parcel, and that was from Christine from Christine Sews A Lot, who, if you don't know who Christine from Christine Sews A Lot is, please go and look at her channel. Please go and subscribe. She is one of the most delightful human beings you'll ever watch or ever get the chance to meet or speak to ever. She sent me this pattern that she got while she was in Florida, and it is a quilt pattern, and it's got these, it's called Radical Cassettes, and it's got this real sort of like 80s, early 90s theme to it, and it just reminds me of my childhood and going out and buying cassette tapes and different things. And she said to me when she was at the show, she said, I just seen this, I really like it, and did I want a copy? And I said to her, absolutely, I would love one, it's such a cool quilt. I think that this would look really fun in some of the Tula Pink sort of like really small dense prints, because then it would look sort of almost like readers, almost like a solid. So I think I need to have a think about what I'm going to do with that, because it's got all of the yardage and different things on the back of it. And it actually doesn't use that much yardage of each of the colours. Most of them are less than 1 yard. So it doesn't create the most humongous quilt either. So it should be something that I can do fairly quickly. And she wrote me a lovely little note and said, hugs to Darren and the dogs. So thank you, Christine. I absolutely love it. Hugs to you and all of yours too. I also got some Tula. I got some Tula, obviously, stupid me. I got some Tula from Steel City Fabrics. So Steel City Fabrics were celebrating their 4th birthday this week, and they were doing an offer code, which unfortunately has run out now. It was only a very limited time, and it was an offer code that they basically created a unknown amount of that offer code. So you were either lucky for it to work or you weren't. It depended on how many people had used it when you got to the website. Luckily, I got in there just in time, so I managed to get 40% off. So I got 2 of the different tiny stripes in the blue and the watermelon, because I didn't have these 2 colours. No, that's a lie. I did have the blue, but I didn't have much of it. But I didn't have the red. So I wanted to have... I just thought I'd grab some, because I use it for binding all the time. I go through tons of the tiny stripes and the tent stripes as well. And then there's a few of the Moon Garden that I didn't have. So I got some of this one. Some of the Baby Geo, which I absolutely love this. The only thing is with it though, is the tiny little dots that are in the Geo print really mess with your eyes slightly, because they sort of like, if you try and focus on them, they look like they're sort of twinkling around. But it is beautiful fabric. And the other one is this one here. So those are my Tulas that I got this week. Those are my mail that I got this week. Now, what have I been making this week? Well, I was looking through Facebook Marketplace, and I was looking on the UK Quilters D-Stash and different things. And this really, really lovely lady was selling her embroidery module for her Benina. And it wasn't really something that I was looking for. But she came back to me and said that I could have it for a really, really good price. And I just thought, you know what? It still was a better price than buying a really, really sort of low entry level normal machine. And the hoops that come with it, which you can see just here, are absolutely enormous for what I ever needed. So I got it. It came yesterday. I've never used an embroidery machine. Okay, that's a lie. I picked up an embroidery machine a year or so ago for a friend of mine, and I literally hooped up one thing, stitched out a name just so that I could see how an embroidery machine works, very, very basically. And then I actually dropped it off to my friend's house, because I picked it up from somewhere local to me that was selling it, and drove it to where she lives, rather than paying for a courier and stuff like that, because it was safer for me to pick it up because of it being quite a delicate item of machinery. So I did that, and said, anywho, I'm talking absolute gibberish today. My one came last night, and I didn't want an embroidery machine for a long, long time, because I didn't want to get sucked down an embroidery rabbit hole, which at the moment I am like surrounded with bunny rabbits because I am way into that hole. And I don't know that I want to come out of there at the moment. So I literally went and bought the most basic things. I bought a multi-pack of threads that was on offer on Amazon, which was from Embroidery. You got something like 62 colours for £35 or something. So I got that. I got a big spool of bobbin weight thread. I got a roll of tearaway stabilizer. I got a roll of soluble stabilizer because I want to do some embroidery on some towels because I want to make all of my towels in my whole entire house with Tula designs on them. Which brings me to my next thing. So I was itching the minute that the only reason I got it is because I wanted to stitch out all of the Tula embroidery designs. I mean, who wouldn't? If you're a fan of Tula, why would you not want to embroider all the Tula designs? So I will be with you back in a second. I will show you what I've been up to. So I started off by literally putting a piece of, I had a little scrap of batik and I thought, right, I'll put that in and I will see what I can create. So I just thought, you know what, first things first, why not just stitch out Luna's name? So I stitched out Luna's name, came out beautifully. I used a glide thread for this actually, because I had some. And then I thought, right, okay, I obviously know how to embroider now, me being me thinking I know everything. And I thought, now's the time to buy some Tula designs. So Moon Garden is obviously one of Tula's new fabric ranges that is coming out this month, next month. It should be dropping. She put a picture up yesterday of it all in the warehouse ready to go out, and it looks absolutely incredible. It's the biggest collection of fabrics that she's ever launched. I think there's something like 25 different designs or something in it, but one of them is cool. It's got hippos in it in different prints, and the print is called My Hippos Don't Lie. So I went on Embroidery Online or whatever it is, the site that sells her digital downloads for her embroidery designs, and I downloaded the hippo, and I can't even cope with this. It is the most adorable thing I've ever seen. So I stitched this out. It's not perfect. There are a few little puckers, but in terms of never embroidering anything properly, I'm pretty impressed with myself. This is the most adorable print I've ever seen. I have downloaded one of the hedgehogs from Tiny Beasts. I've got the giraffe from Moon Garden, which I'm about to stitch out. And I've got the swallow, which is the same. I don't know if you can actually see it on here. It's exactly the same as the swallow that's on here, which is on the white on white. Which this fabric here actually is Fairy Flakes, which is part of line work, which she did in black and she did it in white. And that is coming out in like 5 other neon colours or something. So I've got that swallow. And what was the other one? So I've got the giraffe, the hippo, the swallow, and the hedgehog. And I thought, 4 is enough, Adam. Do not go overboard. But I do think I'm going to go back and get some more. So besides that, I made 2 shirts at the weekend. I will insert some photos of them here because I've sent them out already. One of them was for a friend of mine. He wanted me to make him a custom shirt, so I made him one out of beautiful art gallery fabric. And I made one out of a flannel for my friend Diane because she wanted a flannel shirt to wear during the colder months. So those were the orders that went out this week. I also made a clear view pouch as well, which went out, which was another order. So I spent all day Friday last week after filming my Friday sews and all day Saturday and some of Sunday sewing, which is how I managed to get so much done in such a short space of time. And I just feel like I need to have a week off of everything. Sewing, work, the lot, because I've done so much in 1 week. I feel like my head's going to go bang. But I do feel like I've achieved quite a lot, and that is one thing which I am very happy about. So I am going to round it off there for this week's Friday Sews because I've been whittering on like a hyperactive toddler, and I will speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now.